Thank you very much, Madam Vice President. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, dear children in the audience and online. Thank you very much for joining us in what is a very timely discussion. In a few days, the world will turn its eyes to the Summit of the Future in New York, a once-in-a-generation opportunity for a reset, to enhance unity on critical challenges, to address gaps in global governance, and to reinvigorate the multilateral system, which is gravely at risk of unraveling. Today's panel connects all three UN pillars. It highlights the centrality of human rights in maintaining peace and preventing conflict, connecting discussions in Geneva with those in New York. In 2023 alone, 460 million children were living in conflict zones around the world. In addition to experiencing the unspeakable horrors of war, many have been deprived of their right to education, some for years on end. In the aftermath of conflict, societies must find ways to compensate for the lost years of education, providing children that are affected with adequate mental health support as well as physical well-being. Their resilience and potential must be harnessed to help rebuild their communities, indeed, and to contribute to lasting peace. This discussion today is equally relevant and important to countries at peace. No society is immune to hate speech, to misinformation, disinformation, and incitement to violence. These elements, if left unaddressed, provide the breeding ground for hateful, divisive, and dehumanizing rhetoric, stoking inter-ethnic tensions and active resistance to gender equality. So, what can we do collectively to strengthen children's resilience, to critically assess the information that we have altogether, and to guide actions towards the promotion of greater understanding and friendship across our diverse societies? Quality education holds the potential to transform societies. A well-educated population is more likely to be a peaceful one, characterized by social justice, respect for the rule of law, and inclusion. This is why this right is embedded in international law and standards. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights calls upon state parties to ensure not only children's access to education, but also to education directed at promoting understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all peoples. The Convention of the Rights of the Child establishes the right to quality education by emphasizing the importance of a balanced approach, one that promotes dialogue and respect for differences while reconciling diverse values. Empowering children with the knowledge, skills, and values necessary to contribute to an equitable society is increasingly acknowledged across all the United Nations pillars. The Security Council has reaffirmed the right to education and its fundamental contribution to the achievement of peace and security. Sustaining peace as a central aim of education is also a key feature of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the SDGs. It is the foundation of the World Programme for Human Rights Education, which is led by our office. To achieve quality education for every child, curricula must be relevant to the social, cultural, environmental, and economic context. It also must take in full account of the child's evolving capacities and ensure that education is meaningful at every stage of development. In practice, education must provide essential life skills to every child, in addition to literacy and numeracy, such as the ability to make balanced decisions, to resolve conflicts in a nonviolent manner, and to develop a healthy lifestyle, good social relations, and responsibility. Of course, most of all, perhaps, critical thinking. All of this giving children the tools needed to pursue their options in life. Our office supports human rights education programs across the world, such as, for example, in the southern state of Tamil Nadu, to name one, in cooperation with an Indian non-government organization, People's Watch, which has empowered students to confront, for example, caste-based discrimination in order that they can uphold their own rights and those of others. More generally, our office has also developed a toolkit to inform young people of their rights and to support their advocacy. With youth officers based across the globe, from Suva to Bishkek, the Palestinian West Bank, Dakar, and Guatemala, we are working to build the capacity of young people to promote human rights and peace. Your Excellencies, dear children, I look forward to the ensuing discussion on promising practices, the challenges that you have all encountered, and lessons learned in the national implementation of quality education for peace. And I hope that the outcomes of today's discussion will be considered in developing our forthcoming report on this important topic. Ending cycles of conflict requires us to put human rights at the center of prevention and peace building. In these very difficult times, we must go beyond voice to ensure that children are meaningfully included in decision-making and that we can act decisively on behalf of future generations and the planet. Thank you very much.